Are you tired of missing second serves, double faulting, and just overall struggling with your confidence in your serve under pressure? Now, not everyone has amazing technique on the second serve. So first of all, before changing technique, I want to give you a few tips that can help you become more consistent on your second serve. So the first thing is to become more aware of where you're missing. So if you hit serves and you notice that your second serve is going in the net, okay, I want you to become more visual. I want you to start aiming better. So if you notice that you typically miss serves in the net under pressure, I want you to aim through a higher window over the net. So when you hit the serve, you look at a window above the tape and you hit it right through that window. So pretend that you have an imaginary window above the net strap and you're gonna hit it through that window. And if you keep hitting it too low, I want you to aim higher. If you're hitting it too high, I want you to aim lower. So targets are very, very important. I come across many players that struggle with their second serves because they're simply not aware and they're simply not aiming. So we get that right, things get a whole lot better, regardless of what your technique is. So focus less on your technique when you're playing and more on your targets. Now, the second targeting thing that I want to share with you is that I've got some cones placed over there, and too many players aim too close to the lines. I've put the cones or the targets in the middle of the box. It's like a big blue C over there to hit to. There is no risk of missing wide. There is no risk of missing in the tape. We're going straight into the body so that if you mess up, if you don't hit your target, then the ball goes wide and the ball goes down the tee. So you have much more room for air. So I look at my targets and I try to hit it right through that space. Now, I like to hit through lanes instead of specific spots because I feel like if I can hit through a bigger lane, that will increase my confidence. And on the second serve, I want you to have more confidence, and it will start with your targeting. So I go through the lane and I hit the serve. So right there, I hit the tape. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim a little higher on this, stay up on it. Yes, got it right. You notice how I said yes afterwards. When I hit a good serve, I always affirm a yes to myself. I want to give myself more confidence. And then when I miss a serve, I want to tell myself what I'm going to do the next time. Maybe it's hitting up, maybe it's hitting through the target. Keep staying positive with giving yourself the directed focus you need to make serves. So again, we've talked about targets. We've talked about hitting through a window. We've talked about hitting it into the big blue ocean over there, the service line, into the body, through lanes. I want you to start there to improve your second serve. I guarantee you that if you get out on the court and you practice your targeting much more than you have been, your serve is going to improve tremendously. And that gets me excited because I've seen it over and over again. I don't care if you're a 2.5, a 3.5, a 4.0, a 5.0, a college player, a pro, you can do this. You can aim better and you can hit more second serves in. Another point I want to make is that every day if you go out and do a pop quiz on your second serve, you will improve. What's the pop quiz? See how many out of 10 you can hit in a row to one side of the court and then to the other side out of 10. If you can get 10 out of 10 in, then on each side, then you know you're passing the pop quiz and you're going to have that consistency you need under pressure. So try that pop quiz sometime. Now, in terms of a little bit of technique today, for the second serve, obviously I'm a big fan of the Continental grip. If you have a forehand grip, you're going to be pretty limited just getting the serve in. And of course, I just missed that with a forehand grip, okay? And then you just have to kind of get that ball in. You're not going to be able to hit the spin and the speed that you want. So you've got to get a Continental grip. And I really like having a topspin second serve. Now, many of you out there are going to have a slice. So if you do have a slice on your second serve, again, hey, I got a target there. You're going to have to aim lower over the net with slice than you are with topspin. But you want to aim for your window and you want to have a big target on your second serve, especially if you're feeling pressure. But in terms of a topspin serve, we'll call it a topspin instead of a kick serve. Being able to hit up and over the ball will help you have a more consistent second serve. And when you do that, the ball should go pretty high over the net. So that ball cleared the net by a couple of feet. But how am I able to do that? Okay, I'm able to do that because I have the proper technique. I've got the Continental grip. I've got a solid stance. I've got a good shoulder turn. I'm tossing the ball in the right place over my head, and then I'm swinging up and over. One of my favorite terms, if you do have a topspin serve, is to say up and over. Okay, so notice this. I'm gonna go up on the ball, and then I go over. Up and over. Up and over. Watch again. Put a little more juice on that one. I'll do it again. Up and over, I tell myself. Okay, I didn't hit that one clean, but the whole idea is up and over on the ball, but I can only do that if I have the proper technique. Now notice, I didn't start with technique in this video. I started with targets. So again, regardless of what your technique is, to improve the consistency on your serve, on your second serve, to stop double faulting, I want you to have your targets. I want you to have your lanes. I want you to aim through the windows and give yourself that confidence with targeting. Then see if you can make sure you get that continental grip or that index finger spread. See if you can tweak your stance a little bit so that you have a good shoulder turn and a good hip turn at the beginning of your motion. And then really focus on getting that toss above your head. Some of those tosses that I went with, they went more over my head. I can still hit a great second serve with the toss straight up and down. So that ball is going to bounce high, but it's not going to kick as much. Okay? But I'm very tall when I hit this second serve, and I'm thinking of going up and over. If you want more free tennis tips over at Tennis Evolution, we'd love for you to join us over there. We're passionate about what we do. I am in this to help you guys get better at tennis. The feedback is always phenomenal, and we really appreciate it. Again, you can click in the link in the description to get more serve tips and to get more help from us.